Hey, what in the world's happening with King County real estate? Here we go. Here is the February 2025 forecast. Let's check it out. So here is what has happened so far this year. Those last bars on the right, that's the supply and demand. Green is supply, number of new listings. Blue, demand, how many homes got sold in King County. And look at that number, people, 3,000 new listings. 3,000 new listings in King County. We didn't get over 3,000 until March last year. It's a 30% increase over 2024, compared January to January, and it's a 50%. It's over it's over double last month. So last month was 1,200. This month, sorry, let's just get it right. December was 1,200. January was 3,000. Over double in January from December. That's huge amount of new inventory. That's a lot of pent up people selling their houses. Now, does that continue? Do we see an increase in February? Buyer demand was up, certainly buyer demand was up over where it was last January, close to where we were last February. So demand is picking up speed. We shall see. We shall see how this thing plays out. Right now, what this does, if that trend continues, and there's no particular reason to think it won't continue in that direction, okay? Means February will be higher, March will be higher, there'll be more and more inventory. That is generally better news for buyers, right? More supply, right? Makes it easier for buyers and harder for sellers because there's more competition. Again, why you are better off selling in the winter. But we'll see what happens with the demand. If that demand doesn't get closer, right? If that gap doesn't close, there were 1,800 houses sold and 3,000 came to market. So 30% more homes came to market than were sold. If that stays that way, it stays in that gap, that's also going to suppress prices, be better for the buyers that are in the market. So if you've been on the sidelines waiting for interest rates to come down, that's unlikely to happen this year. That's just a Fed. All the noise the Fed is making about that indicates people are sort of concerned about the economy. So interest rates are probably not predicted or not looking like they're going to move. And guessing that is insane anyway. So what I would look at is, whoa, there's more houses to choose from than there has been in a really long time. Let me find that place. Let me get into a house now so that I can actually take advantage of lower interest rates if they come. And if they don't, then I can at least know that I'm building equity in my home. I have more to choose from now. And if the buyer demand stays this way, stays at a gap of about 30%, that's going to suppress prices. I don't think prices bottom's not going to fall out from this information. It doesn't look like the bottom's going to fall out. But it doesn't look like you're going to be seeing massive bidding wars and lots of opportunities for sellers. That's that window there. So you got sellers need to price it really carefully, really well, given their market. We're going to watch what happens in February. But right now, we're on track for a bigger sales year, more to choose from. More houses are going to get sold in 2025 than 2024 from the looks of it this month. Now, we got a wild card in DC. We got all kinds of crazy shit happening in this government. We don't know what the economy is going to do. We don't, are we going to invade Canada? Who the hell knows? We got a lot of different things going on. So predicting the future, a little bit dicey. Always dicey, even more dicey now. So what I would say is February, if you're a buyer, get out there. This is a really, really good time. And if you're a seller, be careful. Price it well, right? You can still get a great price. It doesn't look like it's going to be a record year for sellers here. Okay, that's what I got now, right? Just take it easy. Look at February. Keep an eye on it, and we'll see how this thing plays out. All right. Talk to you later. See you next month. What in the world is happening with Kitsap Real Estate? Well, let's check it out. This is a clean sweep. It is so rarely like this. I mean, there's minor differences between the four counties, but this is really, really, really consistent with Pierce, Snohomish, and King County. King County is sort of an outlier in this conversation, but for the most part, what we've seen is a doubling of inventory from December to January and about a 30% increase in inventory from year over year. So not as big in Kitsap as it was in King, and not as or Pierce. The buyer demand is up. Looks like Pierce Snohomish, but overall, this is pretty consistent. In other words, there's more houses coming to market in the Puget Sound than there have been since late last year, since the fall. And it's unusual to have this much activity. We haven't had this much activity this early in the year for a few years, which overall would indicate, if the trends, normal seasonality, this will be a really good year for buyers. There'll be more to choose from than there have been in the last couple of years. And uh, sellers are going to need to price accordingly because there's going to be more competition. But in most of the counties, the buyers have been pretty much keeping up. Now, there's variances by neighborhood, and it doesn't really work to price your home based on macro economics. You really need to look at what's happening in your neighborhood with houses like yours. But if you're planning, you should know overall, it looks like there's going to be a lot of activity in 2025. So if you're buying, great. I would get out there. I'd go find something you like. There's more inventory coming to the market. There's more to choose from. I'd get on it in Kitsap. While there's more coming on that are going off, it's not like December. The gap is closing, and we'll see what happens. With that, if you're selling, just price it right, get it marketed well. You should be able to get that home sold based on what's happening there. There's a more increasing level of activity in the market, so that's particularly good news for people like me who sell houses. But overall, for you buyers, looking better than you had last January faux show, and sellers got to be a little bit more careful than you have in the recent past. Okay. That's what I got. If you got questions about your house or your neighborhood or whatever you need, that's what I'm here for. Aaron Hendon with Christine Company over to EXP Realty, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey, what in the world's happening with Pierce County real estate? Well, let's check it out. Here we go. February 2025 forecast. We're looking at what happened in, this is the last 2 years. Pierce County, yellow. There's no yellow. Green. Green is the supply. Blue is the demand. You can see a massive increase on the right-hand side there. Those last bars are last month. That's a lot. That's 1,200 units, houses came to market in January. That's more than came. That's, what is it, about 20% more? Yeah, about 20% more than last year. So that's nice. And it's probably close to double what happened last month. Yep, it is double. Eyeballing it. So big increase in inventory, big increase in the number of available homes. That's good for buyers, right? Increased supply. And the buyer demand is up. Really, it's shocking. This is way different than the King County. So demand is up along with supply. So you're looking at a great situation for buyers where there's more to choose from, and a really good situation for sellers. The demand is still there. So, and there's downsides to both those situations as well. But the point is, Pierce County is a very robust market right now. So if you're selling in Pierce County, you price it right, you should get that house sold. And if you're buying, there really hasn't been this many to look at in 4 or 5 months. So that's heating up. What it means for the future, we'll see. Too many wild cards in the world to really have a prediction. But I do think the next month, if this keeps up, you're looking at a really good year for activity in Pierce County. A lot of houses coming to market, a lot of houses going off the market. You should be able to find something, and you should be able to get your home sold. So let me know if I can help with any of that. Aaron Hendon at Christine Company over at EXP. Love to help you with the Pierce County housing market. What in the world is happening with Snohomish County real estate? Check it out. This is supply and demand, my favorite. New listings, green, last 2 years. Blue, number of units sold. So supply, green, demand, blue. you can see this is now tracking through King, Pierce, and now up here in Snohomish. This is pretty much the way the general Puget Sound is looking these days. Is big increase in supply. You're double what you were in December, right? 554 to 1,000, double. Come on, and about 30% more than you were last year at this time, and 30% more than you were in 2023. So this is a huge increase in available inventory. It means there really are more people selling now than have been any time in the early in the year. This is really unprecedented. This does not usually happen. So that bodes well for buyers that have been sitting on the market, right? The last few months, no inventory. All of a sudden, boom, January, lots to choose from. We'll see if that pace keeps up. Sometimes it levels off, sometimes it drops a little bit, but sometimes it just keeps going. In terms of buyer demand is up. It's not as strong as it is in Pierce, but it's stronger than it is in King County. So this is, it's not 2023 kind of buyer demand, but it's not bad. Meaning, if you're buying, you'll have more to choose from, and there'll be some competition. If you're selling, there's going to be a lot more competition and a good amount of buyers, meaning buyers should plan on moving quickly if they see something they like, and sellers should be careful about how they're pricing their home. We'll see what happens with the Fed. We'll see what happens with the government. We'll see what happens as the year goes on. But right now, this is a sign of 2025 being a bigger year for the number of units sold in 2024, meaning there's going to be more to choose from, folks. And if you're selling, you got to be responsible for that. You got to know your market. If you're buying, I'd get in there quickly in Snohomish before someone else snags it. That's what I got for you now. Happy to talk to you. Let me know. I got any questions about this. I love talking about it. Aaron Hendon with Christine and Company over at eXp Realty. Talk to you next month. Hey, what in the world is happening with Vashon Real Estate? Let's check it out. Here we go. Man, do I love this. I love that very few things are as reliable in my life as when King County goes one way, Vashon goes the other. When the general market zigs, Vashon zags. This is just brilliant. So part of this is similar to King County in that there was an increase in inventory, right? You had 12, what was that, 13 houses? 12 came to market in January. So this is supply and demand, new listings versus sold listings, which is a huge increase over December, obviously, always is, right? December, no one goes. It's 4 times the amount. But it's a big increase over last year, too. No, it's not a big increase. It's a small increase. So little, King County was 33% more. There's a little increase. But look at the buyer demand. Buyer demand in King County is down, right? Way below the supply. Not so on Vashon. Vashon demand went up. In other words, there were more houses that were sold than went to market. Now, there's probably 25 houses still on the market from 2024. So that's the way that math works. But my point is, where people are being more cautious and a little bit slower relative to supply in Pierce and King counties, Vashon, people are sucking up that extra inventory. So while last year was really great for buyers, there was tons to choose from, this is indicating it could be shaping up to be tougher for buyers. But we'll see, because, Vashon's just weird. Just weird. No real way to predict what's going to happen here. Right now, if that continues, this is an excellent market to sell your house in. It's going to be tricky to buy, but very strong, very good market to sell your house in. Does that keep up? Who the hell knows? I mean, who the hell knows in general, but especially with Vashon, it's very, very hard to say any one thing is going to happen. That is a good sign for inventory picking up. We'll see how it plays out. Let me know if you have any questions about your home here on Vashon. If you'd like to get that sold, let me know. If you'd like to buy a place on Vashon, let me know. Happy to help with both those situations. Aaron Hendon with Christine and Company over at eXp Realty. Boom. Talk to you later.